Hello and welcome. Today's topic is connected kids. This is one of the many video presentations found in the Living a Natural Wellness Lifestyle with Faith course, and I'm Jade Bolden. This information can be found in my book, and my book can be found on my website, and a percentage of the proceeds of all the sales of all my books will go to children's charities. So I thank you in advance. It is my life goal to share valuable information with spiritually mature women. I want to help empower them so that they can expand their influence and serve the world in a more powerful way. I wish I had some of this information when I was younger, but that's okay because now this information is available to all my friends and family and my loved ones and to you. So I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. I like to call this lesson Connected Kids because it's a more positive way of looking at the situation, and it's a goal that we're all shooting for. So the objective of this presentation is, number one, understand disconnected kids. It's a term we use to describe what's happening to these children. Their brain and their body is not connected, and our goal is to help them be more connected, okay? Number two is to support children's brain growth and development. Three is to assist in focus and learning. So that's one of the concerns that they have, right? Number four is behavior management. Number five is continual detoxification of the body and brain. And number six is gut health. A long time ago, I had the privilege of teaching special ed. All the children in this class had some sort of disconnection issues. One day after school, one of the fathers of my students came up to me. He was a little bit discouraged and stressed. It seemed like all the years caring for his son had caught up with him. He said to me with a heavy heart, he said to me, "Mrs. Bolden, what's going to happen to my son if something were to happen to me and my wife?" And I looked at him and my heart broke for him. It's so stressful being a parent of a child who has some sort of disconnection, right? And in my mind, I felt like I want to share with him the natural solutions using essential oils. At least it can help some, okay? At least it can help somewhat. I had already felt like I needed to change careers. I loved being a teacher, but I also love teaching people about essential oils and wellness and how all of our experiences promotes our faith. And this experience was like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It put fire under me and I wanted to make a difference. So from that time onwards, I made a promise to myself to do all I can to serve humanity in this particular way. I don't want to see more parents distressed like this, and I don't want to see these children struggling like this, having to struggle with this unnecessarily. So, my friend, we owe it to our children to read and study, even a little bit. We must make the time to learn all we can. So the information I will share with you today is from my studies, my experiences, and my research. You too can start that journey, and you too can have a conviction and testimony in the power of natural solutions. There is so much we can do for our children. And popping a pill isn't the only solution. In fact, it's not the best solution. If you would like more information, please visit my website. There are handouts that you can download, lots of helpful information, including book recommendations. So go ahead and visit my website. The author of Connected Kids, Dr. Robert Melillo, has brain balance centers all over the US and plenty of stories of children who are autistic and successfully healed and now thriving, productive citizens. Currently, there are a lot of children who have disconnections, and we call them autistic, ADHD, ADD, dyslexic, and everything in between. So instead of focusing on these labels, my friends, let's focus on how to help these children have more connection again, okay? So I found this information on the CDC website. It's the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and they say during the period of 2009 to 2017, there's 1 in 6 children, okay, aged 3 to 7 years, diagnosed with developmental disability, okay? That's sad, and it's increasing by the year. So they're saying it increased from 16.2% to 17.8%. So they broke it down in different areas. So if you go to their website, you can see. But in all of these areas, ADHD, ASD, ID, it's all increased. Isn't that interesting? The world we live in, this is actually quite alarming. And I feel like we have to do something about this. Let's talk about brain care now. There are a lot of toxins that can be found in the brain, okay? And these toxins disrupt brain connection. Our brain cells communicate with one another through electrical pulses and chemicals, okay? And when there are toxins in our brain, it disrupts these communications. The cells can't produce the electrical pulses or the chemical it needs to send information from one cell to the next. So this is why we talk about disconnection. Different parts of the brain is not communicating with the other parts that it needs to communicate with, okay? And what we need to do is re-establish communication again. Our children's brains are growing rapidly, and we need to support their brain growth. In fact, I read that their brain doesn't stop growing until they're in their early 20s. Okay, this is an important time to support the brain growth and reduce the exposure to toxins that may halt or damage the brain growth. I suggest that we cleanse and feed the brain. We need to help the left and the right brain communicate again. And the left and the right brain is connected by a bridge. In that bridge, we call it the corpus callosum. And this bridge is a little bit smaller and narrower in men and boys than it is for women. Scientists say because the women's corpus callosum is wider, that's why they can do multitasking, okay? Imagine that you have a narrow bridge and you need to send information back and forth through the bridge, okay? And imagine that there's a lot of toxins in the way. Your left and the right brain have a difficult time communicating with one another and balancing, right? So we need to make sure that the highway across the bridge is clean, so that we have more chances of communicating back and forth, okay? And this is for everyone. It's great for the kids, but adults can benefit from it too. We will also talk about the neurochemicals in the gut. Scientists say there are a lot of brain chemicals found in the gut. In fact, 90% of the serotonin produced in the body is produced in the gut, okay? So that's why the brain and the gut is so interconnected. So I love using pure essential oils. I love it because the essential oils are so small in molecular size, it can pass through cell membranes and into the brains. So if you're going to help support the brain, you want to use pure, certified, high-grade, potent essential oils. This is why I choose to use the doTERRA brand essential oils. Okay, so when you have your oils, apply it to these areas. So my daughter is the model for us today. So apply the oils across your forehead, on your ears, on your earlobes, okay, on the back of your neck here, and on your big toes. Those are the reflex points of your brain on your feet. And these are the areas, the brainstem area across your forehead, on the reflex points of your ears, are great areas to help the oils absorb and get into your brain and support brain function. These are my favorite oils to support brain function. Okay, The first oil that I recommend my friends use is Balance. One, it's pretty affordable, and two, it's a blend of frankincense and chamomile and just a bunch of other oils that is fantastic for brain balancing. So you can apply it to those areas in the morning and at night to help feel grounded. Okay, adults and children can use this. The next oil that I like to recommend is sandalwood. Sandalwood comes in two types, Hawaiian and Indian, and there's not a lot of difference between them. It's slightly different, but both are very high in sesquiterpenes, and this is a very important chemical constituent that helps get into the brain cells. One of my friends is a chiropractor, and she has a client who is a small boy with autism. And this boy, he had such severe autism that he would bang his head constantly until he bled. And then he'll bang on the other side until he bled on the other side. And he kept doing this, and he only slept maybe 2 hours a night. And his parents, for almost 5-6 years, have been so stressed and worn down from taking care of him. You know, one of the parents lost their job already, and their marriage has become shaky. And my friend introduced sandalwood to this family, and within 1 week, this boy was able to stop hitting his head. So he started healing his forehead. So he stopped having injuries on his head. And then after a month, this boy was able to speak his first word. And you know what that first word was? It was happy. This boy is finally able to communicate what he's thinking, and at that point he was feeling happy. That was so wonderful. I am so grateful for stories like that. Another powerful oil is called In Tune. All right, apply it to the same areas, do it day and night. Another option is Thinker. You can use any of these oils, whatever you feel intuitively drawn to. You can layer them on if you like. I feel like one of the most important things to remember is to be consistent. It seems like it's a very easy and simple thing to do, but it's a very powerful practice. So please remember to do it consistently. So even if you don't have any learning or focus challenges, this will still help you and your children. Okay, so use it and see if it makes a difference. Okay. When I was still a school teacher, I taught the brain dance, and it's basically brain crossover dance. This dance is about a 20-minute dance, but I simplified it to about less than 5 minutes. So if you do this dance daily with your children, it shouldn't take more than a few minutes each morning and a few minutes in the evening. So when you have the essential oils on your fingers, you can apply it to these areas, and this will help the left and the right brain make more connections when we physically cross over. So step 1 is right hand to left ear, and then left hand to right ear. Just touch it for a second, and then you can do right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee, right hand to left toe, left hand to right toe. Step 4, lift up your right foot and right hand and move it across to the left side of your body. And then do the same with the left hand, left foot, move it across to the right side of your body. Okay, and that's it. And you can repeat that as many times as you like, but you'll find that you remember more, you're more coordinated, and you can think better. Okay, so try that. There's a lot of studies about this that you can read, okay, but I'll let you do that. Let's talk about nourishing the body and cells. To me, it makes sense that we use the food nutrients, micronutrients, macronutrients to feed the body. These are the raw materials that make blood and tissues in your body. And you want to have high quality building materials for your body, right? Even though it may be a challenge because oftentimes these children can be very picky eaters, do your best anyways and never give up. Okay, give them as much nutrients as you can in any form you can. Our brain is made up of mostly fat, so let's make sure our brain gets a lot of fat, good, healthy fats. So let's give our brain a whole spectrum of healthy omega oils. So you can get healthy omega oils from avocado, from different nuts, okay? and other different food sources. And also doTERRA has an IQ Mega supplement, which you can pour out onto a spoon and offer a spoonful to your children every day. Okay, if they can take a pill, they can do the Z Omega. doTERRA also has a vegan omega capsule as well. So there's a few options there for you. Make sure you take a lot of omega oils for your brain health and then offer it to your children for their brain health. doTERRA has the A to Z chewable supplements with vitamins and minerals. If your children can take that, that's fantastic. If they can take capsules, doTERRA has many different types of supplements. You can try some of those supplements for your children. Follow the instructions on the bottle. Remember, nutrition is very important because it affects our behavior. So even as adults, if we are nutritionally deficient, we're going to have emotional imbalance. When we are nutritionally deficient, we can be irritable and have a lot of behavior issues. Okay, so that goes with the adults and the children. So make sure you address this concern. Sometimes it's just a nutritional deficiency problem. In our modern day society, there are lots of toxins in the environment, including heavy metals found in food, vaccines, water, and in the pollution, in the air we breathe. So some of that actually becomes lodged in our brain, and over time we have a toxic load which continues to damage brain cells. So what we need to do is help minimize that damage, okay, because it disrupts the communication in our brains. There are plenty of things we can do. Nutrition and cleansing our body through healthy diet and juices is fantastic. But one of the most effective things that I found are essential oils. The clove essential oils and the cilantro essential oils is phenomenal. All right, there's research that says that cilantro can help draw out heavy metals from the body. And there's studies that show that clove oil has the highest level of antioxidants compared to a lot of things, okay, including berries and things. So it's amazing that we have these wonderful oils to use. What I like to do is put clove and cilantro oils in a roller bottle. Okay, so if you have a 10 ml roller bottle, okay, a quarter of that roller bottle can be clove, another quarter can be cilantro, and fill up the rest of that 10 ml with a fractionated coconut oil. It's going to be a strong mixture. Apply this mixture to the bottom of your feet, especially on the bottom of the big toes. That's where the brain and the head reflex points are. Okay, and it helps draw out heavy metals. I had a friend who did this for 8 months, and her son, who was autistic, was re-diagnosed, and that was a happy day for us. When she told me, I was so happy for her. She said she didn't know that there was something out there that could help her son. I'm so glad that Mother Nature, Heavenly Father's plant medicine, can help us in this area. And also, helichrysum is another oil. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's another oil that you can use to help draw out toxins. Helichrysum is another oil that you can apply to the big toes to help cleanse the brains. So there you go, try it. But remember, the most important thing is to be consistent. Take your time. It may take months and months. It's not a miracle pill that can fix everything instantly, but it's something that you can do. And I believe it's very effective and powerful, and it can help. Let's talk about what we can do to help with gut care. Remember what I said, that the brain and the gut is interconnected. So when you help the brain, it helps the gut. And when you help the gut, it helps the brain as well. Of course, a lot of these children have food intolerances. So if you can imagine that in their brain, all the switches are on. So they're highly sensitive to a lot of things. Every texture, color, smell, and scent can be overpowering to them. Imagine you being hypersensitive to everything all the time. It will irritate you and it will cause you to have behavior problems, right? It can cause us to be very overwhelmed. And sometimes when our brain overreacts to things, it can cause a lot of allergies as well. So what we want to do is help clean out the gut. There's a lot of fungus in our gut, lots of bad bacteria and parasites. So we want to help it clear out, okay, help establish healthy flora to improve the energy, the mood, and the cognitive abilities. And this can be for everyone. A healthy gut also improves a person's immunity because up to 80% of your body's immune response system is in your digestive tract, especially in your gut. Okay, so here are some of the products that I like to use to help support the gut, okay, and care for the gut. So we have the Kids Tamer. It's a roller bottle. We have Digest Zen Touch, and we have PB Assist Junior. One of my aunts was complaining to me about one of her daughters. This girl was 5 years old and in kindergarten. She'll come home with her lunch untouched. She was so picky, she didn't want to eat anything besides rice and soy sauce. And my auntie, she was such a great cook, so I know it's not her cooking. Anyways, my auntie asked for suggestions, so I told her, why don't you try diluted Digest Zen? So you can get Digest Zen Touch, which is perfectly diluted for children, and you can apply that Digest Zen on the bottom of the feet. So my auntie did that morning and night for a whole week, and my little cousin, 5-year-old cousin, she started to get an appetite again. So her brain was able to receive information that she was hungry, and then her body was able to send information that she was full and satisfied. Okay, and each day she ate more and more, and she ate more variety of foods. And nowadays she's completely healthy, she's got a great appetite, and no worries there. Let's talk about emotional support. If we smell essential oils, it can go up our nose into our brains, and our brains can produce happy chemicals. Okay, and that's very important, and it helps us produce calming chemicals too, and balancing chemicals. Okay, the nose has an ability to sense 10,000 different aromas. So this is why it's important to use pure natural essential oils. I trust the doTERRA brand because we know where it's sourced and how it's sourced. The company has integrity, so I can trust it. I've been using it for over a decade, and it's been so effective every single time. Now, with children, you can let them smell the oils and let them explore the oils so that they can choose the favorite oils. Okay, make sure you have a diffuser in their bedrooms that they could use. Okay, if they're old enough, you can show them how to use it. So these are my suggestions: Balance, Wild Orange, Lemon, Intune, Vetiver, Lavender, Serenity, Cedarwood, Sandalwood, they're both sandalwood, Patchouli, and Marjoram. All right, you can have a necklace diffuser, you can have lava bead diffusers if you like. You can put it on their clothes, you can put it in their laundry if you like. Okay, even if the children, they don't like the smell, after a while the aroma goes away, but the vibration is still there. Okay, so the kids can benefit from it as well. And if you like, a lot of mothers that I know donate a diffuser in their children's classrooms. And if their teacher is fine with it, it's going to really help their children focus. Okay, so it's not just your child that's going to benefit, the rest of the classroom is going to benefit, and your children will have a better year of learning. One of my friends, she teaches special ed, and she says that every day she has a child pick their favorite oil. And she says the first couple of days, the children were mesmerized by the diffuser and very distracted. But then after that, she lets them take turns every day picking their favorite oils to put in the diffuser. She's trained them how to use a diffuser, and each of the kids get a chance to pick their favorite oils. She tells me even the principal comes into her classroom and sits on the couch in front of the diffuser for his time out. So there you go. Now let's go through these oils really quickly so you know what each one does. So Balance oil helps with calming anxious feelings, okay, when the children are tense or when you're tense as well. Wild Orange is calming and it helps release that stress. It's energizing, it's creative, helps with the right brain. Lemon oil helps with focus and clarity and logical reasoning with the left brain. Intune helps us stay focused and encourages learning. Vetiver, especially on the big toes, it helps us feel grounded, helps us relax, and helps us with learning. Okay, and connection. Lavender or serenity. Serenity is a blend of lavender and other oils. Helps with sleep aid, helps with calming, especially children and adults who get kind of angry sometimes, okay, and frustrated. Okay, we smell that oil. You can even use other oils like frankincense. One of the local families that I've helped, the child has anger issues and he would throw furniture, and when he smelt that frankincense, he calmed right down. So the mum tells me that when her son gets frustrated and angry, he knows that he needs his frankincense, otherwise he gets pretty violent. So one day he couldn't find his frankincense and he was feeling frustrated. So he was calling out, "Frankincense, frankincense," and the family recognized what he was doing. He knew that he was getting frustrated and he knew that he needed frankincense, otherwise he would get violent. So the family ran around the house to look for his bottle of frankincense for him. So that was really good. She said he smelled his frankincense and everything was good. Cedar wood is very calming. It helps with sleep. It helps with connection to other people. Sandalwood and even frankincense helps with calming, okay? Helps with the brain connections. Patchouli, if you apply patchouli on the spine, okay, it'll help the brain and the body connect again. Okay, help with relaxation. If we can connect the body and the brain, we'll have more information to work with, okay? And the last oil here is marjoram. Marjoram helps children connect socially. For some reason, marjoram helps us make more social connection and understand more social cues. So try that, diffuse that, and help your children calm down. And remember, when the adults are calm, the children are more calm. If you're stressed out a lot, then your children pick up that energy as well. Okay, so try to help yourself as well. Now let's talk about adjusting colors and light. Colors and light can overstimulate and stress disconnected kids. Remember what I said, the brain switches are all on. Okay, most of it are all on and they're all active. And so when the light is so bright, you know, there's so much around to stimulate that they become overstimulated and overwhelmed, and that stresses the tummy, stresses the gut as well. Okay, so if we use fluorescent light, it's so bright, so it can really affect the children's behaviors. Studies have shown that if you use soft light and colors, it can support the children in calming down. You can even dress them in soft, calming colors as well. Okay, that should make a difference. Last but not least, let's reduce the toxic load in our home. When children have disconnected issues, there's not just one cause. And the smartest thing to do is take a holistic approach. If we can reduce the toxic exposure from chemicals in our cleaning products, you know, we can make a huge difference. And sometimes people have the false belief that using green cleaners is more expensive. It isn't. It actually is a lot cheaper to use green cleaners and switch over to using more natural products. You use less of it and it lasts longer. Okay, you can make your own products and it can be a lot cheaper. doTERRA makes it a lot simpler for us to make our own products. We have the cleaning concentrate and make 12 bottles of all-purpose cleaners, and it's all natural, so there's no toxic, harmful chemicals for your children. Okay, there's the hand wash that doesn't have triclosan. They have the fluoride-free toothpaste. Fluoride is bad for the brains. Okay, there's the triclosan-free hand sanitizers. Okay, so that you don't have the rat poisons on your hands, and you have laundry detergent and all-purpose sprays that you can use all year long. Okay, and with the doTERRA membership, you can buy these products for a wholesale price. I'm so grateful to have learned these things and to have had that opportunity to change my lifestyle. My family has been so much healthier and happier. I feel so good as a mum knowing that my children are not being exposed to these toxins that are affecting their brain as they grow and affecting their body, of course. Sometimes people get sick and they don't know why and they don't know where it came from. Well, I know. I suspect that part of the reason is from the toxic load in the different products that we use. Okay, so be careful there. Thank you so much, my friend, for joining me today in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment below, tell me what you think. please follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and friend me on Facebook and Instagram, and I look forward to talking to you next time in another video. Bye for now.